35254 in Wyandotte. Okay. When you get here, all these rocks will be gone, and basically we're putting in pavers. So it's way up high. She doesn't want it like that anymore. She just wants it flat to the ground where it's supposed to be. Part of the reason is this door doesn't open, and I'm not even sure if it opens or not. I don't know. Our job isn't to make the door open, but it is to pave it flat enough to where that door could open theoretically if it does open. There's a drain here, so be wary of that. It's probably to drain this because there's nowhere for the water to go clearly. And it's going to be Villa Capri pavers, and I'll have them delivered even though it's 100 square feet. Oh well. And basically what you do is you're going to put the pavers in here, and the process for that is you dig down 6 inches below the installation of the pavers, and you pitch it from, in this case it's going to be from that wall right here this way. Normally it would be from the house and away, but all that's going to do is put you into the garage, so you want to pitch it this way. So it will be a little higher down there. I think that's a 20-foot line or so, and at a quarter bubble slope every 4 feet, you're getting a you got 5 4-foot increments, so it'll be 5 inches higher down there than it is here. And so you want to account for that when you're digging, and you use your zip level and you zero it out. I mean, it's sort of complicated because you have this concrete that's not level, but say it were level, you would zero it out at the concrete, and then you would dig -6 here from your 0 point, and since that's 5 inches higher for a quarter bubble slope, you would dig -1 down there, and that's if that's possible. Like, there's other factors like this windowsill here, like the bottom of that wall, like I'm pretty sure it probably goes way down, but you never know what's under there. The side of the garage, you got a lot of different factors that you're balancing, so it's sort of tough to figure it out for your first few tries, but after a while you'll figure out what to do. It becomes quite simple actually, but in this case, we're just going to project it from this wall this way, sloping, dig from -6, zero it out probably, I don't know, you're just going to have to figure out where to zero it out from. I'm guessing on the high point of this concrete, that's probably more correct. It's probably sloping that way just to go down the drain. So zero it from there and slope your pavers from there to here, and go -6 all the way to -1 on a continuous slope. So what I used to do is just every 4 feet, because that's a quarter bubble slope, but you're dealing with 4-foot increments. You don't have to teach you that too. You just go up an inch. So the first 4 feet, you go from -6 to -5. Then you go from -5 to -4, and then -4 to -3, and then -2 to -1. Like all the way, that's how you go from there to there. So you'll have to figure that out. And then after that, you're going to rake in your base material, and your base material is going to be 3/4 clean rocks, and you want to be able to rake it with a steady slope, and you want to be able to put in just a couple inches. It's not very much, and it's different than the old process we used to use where we'd screed it and it was a very definite amount, but we just want a layer of rocks on the bottom about 2 inches deep. And then the next process is you're going to put your screed poles in, and then you're going to take your number 9, your chip, and you're going to level your screed poles with that number 9 chip. And what you do is your screed poles represents the height of the sand or the number 9 that goes underneath the paver, and so you can set your paver on top of the screed pole to see where the paver is going to end up. and the paver is going to end up just slightly below wherever it's showing on top of the screed pole because of compaction. I know this is a lot, and you're going to have a trainer, so just trying to give you the concept. But anyway, you set your screed poles and you check your paver on that screed pole to see if your roundabout's where you should be, because you know it's going to compact a little. And you just play with the screed pole based on where the paver starts and where the paver ends. So down here, you'll want your screed pole to be down below this concrete line, and when you stick your paver on it, it should have just a smidgen above, like 1/8 of an inch, if that, to the concrete line, and that's how you know it'll compact flat. And then over there, it's a little more forgiving because you don't really have any obstacles that prevent you from going higher or lower. You just want to make sure that you have that slope you were trying to create towards this way. And we were shooting for a 1/4 bubble, but even if it's an 1/8 bubble, that's okay. If it's more than a 1/4 bubble, then you start noticing and it's not good. So you really want it to be less than a 1/4 bubble, or a 1/4 bubble exactly. So yeah, hopefully. Oh, and then there's the pattern. So she wants a random pattern. They're going to bring all type of Villa Capri. There's 3 different size patterns, and basically you start laying the pavers, and then you make sure there's no lines that appear. And sometimes when you do that, you'll accidentally pave yourself into a corner, especially over here where there's limited space, and you'll have to put cuts. So once you get better at paving patterns, random patterns especially, you won't have to do as many cuts. You'll figure out how to do it. So you're just gonna have to try a few things. If you start seeing lines forming, like, you don't want a line, just one line that goes all the way down. It'll look stupid. You got to break that line up. Sometimes when you break that line up with the paver, you end up making weird holes that you have to cut in. You want to try to avoid that, but on your first try, you're just gonna have to figure it out. So, okay, good luck.